Hi, my name is Jonathan Chester, and I am the co-founder and president of Bitwage. I'm also a contributor on Forbes. So as you may or may not know, here at Bitwage we work with a lot of freelancers all over the world, from Brazil to the Philippines, from Germany to the United States. And it turns out that when we're talking with our customers, we end up learning a lot about how they work, how they tick. And we've come to realize that there are 6 really important tips to know as a freelancer that we want to share with you. And one of the interesting things about these tips as being a freelancer is that it also happens that these tips also work and come from a lot of what happens in the world of startups. So I can share a little bit about even my own journey. So tip number 1, be entrepreneurial. Although lots of people don't seem to think this way, when you're a freelancer, you are much more a small business owner than you are an employee without social benefits. Thinking that you are the CEO of your own little company will help you understand areas of action, right? Places to focus energy on, so you can figure out ultimately what matters most for the business, right? To create value and generate revenue. As a freelancer, you're responsible for the whole value chain, from lead generation and sales to accounting and operations to customer support and overall strategic direction of the business. Letting one of those areas slip your attention for too long can lead you into a critical situation that impacts your whole existence, right? That is both the beauty and the difficulty of being a freelancer. Remember, customer acquisition is crucial to keep your pipeline of projects filled. When you start out as a freelancer, or even better before, spend 80 to 90% of your time approaching potential clients. A potential client is everybody in your network that could buy your services, or somebody that might know somebody that could buy your services, and approach them via email, via social networks, not just Facebook, but LinkedIn, Twitter, Quora, your blog, Medium, etc., or at networking events. Talking to people about you and what you do is crucial. For freelancers, a random chat with a new client can turn struggle, self-doubt, existential fear into an awesome opportunity. Spend at least one day every week on customer acquisition, whether you're a freelancer or running your own business, right? Tip number 2, be creative. Since now you're competing with millions of freelancers on the open market, you need to be at the cutting edge. Tap into your creative spirit. As a freelancer, this should come naturally, since your specific skill set is already unique. Your creative task already starts with defining your profile and your services. Don't try to copy the web pages of other freelancers. Instead, study your competitors carefully. Try to understand how your offering is different and work on your unique selling points. As an independent worker, there's no boss to dictate what you should do, and there are no brand guidelines that determine the style of your presentation. It's all about your talents, your brains, and your ability to utilize them. Take a piece of paper, draw out the concept of your service, the value you're creating for your clients, and how you can communicate that in everything you do. Being able to draw a concept on a piece of paper to describe what you do to your clients in a simple, easy way, it's a very, very powerful tool. When looking for new projects, try to approach the task from a different perspective. Instead of thinking of how you can find companies that want to work with a freelancer, approach companies that are already looking for somebody to take on tasks. They're just not aware yet that their best choice is a freelancer, right? It's you. So, tip number 3, be determined. All the romance of working from home with the cat on your lap aside, by now it probably has occurred to you that being a freelancer is primarily running a business, with you being the CEO, the COO, the CTO, and all the interns. There's probably one principle that all freelancers would agree on. You need to hustle. Just as running a startup, like Bitwage, with multiple people filling several roles, running your freelance business is a marathon with euphoric moments and stretches of despair and helplessness. And when the latter comes, you need to be prepared. Before making the decision to freelance, think carefully about why you want to do it and analyze how functional your motivation is, right? Many freelancers tell me that they only believe that someone should be a freelancer if they're in it for personal or professional growth. Tip number 4, don't isolate yourself. As I mentioned before, you are part of a group of globally growing people that face similar challenges. Connect with this group. Other freelancers know the challenges you're going through because they've been there and know a couple of war tricks that you might use for your own battles. So put your party hat on and befriend some freelancers. Furthermore, just as with every other challenging situation, one of the most important resources to keep you going is your friends and family. Although they might not understand all of your challenges, they will support you no matter what. Tip number 5, take breaks. Well, most of my friends in freelance life, they often get these comments, and similarly, even myself, my friends will say these things, which is that I don't know how you would be able to motivate yourself to get out of bed in the morning, right? And then working alone the entire time, right? Having a need for a team and the social aspects of an office is it's mind-boggling. So, funny enough, it turns out that when you start working for yourself, you end up working longer hours. But because you're working for yourself, you actually don't have issues with motivation. Especially in your first weeks, either as a startup or as a freelancer. I personally would go to my desk in the morning and I would not leave until late in the evening. In fact, this still often happens, even today. Working alone makes you fully responsible for everything you produce and all the mistakes that you make. Most of the time, there's no final checkup before sending materials out to clients. It is important that you're fully concentrated and bring your best game all the time. For that, taking regular breaks is essential. So the last tip, 6, kick ass. Keep your head up high, push aside your fears, be bold. Always be professional and kick ass in everything you do. This is the first of several freelance videos from Bitwage. At Bitwage, we make international wage payments faster and cheaper to countries all over the world, such as Brazil, Germany, US, Philippines, and India, without even requiring the client or employer to have to sign up. Thank you.